It's in the game.
Give me a break, need another life. Oh, need another life. Give me a break, need another life.
Even though the first leg ended in a 2-all draw, Arsenal's superior away goal advantage at this point means they're just 45 minutes away from reaching their furthest stage in this competition since their final appearance in 2006. So it's back to the Champions League for Arsenal with their tie against Atletico Madrid finally poised. Can they pull off another surprising comeback like they did against Bayern Munich? They'll need a response after suffering a pretty surprising loss to Brentford, to be honest. Even given Brighton's pedigree in the Premier League this season, probably not so much, but it certainly was a shock loss by Arsenal's high standards. And tonight is a vital time for a response. So it's a very similar situation to what we had in the last tie. Arsenal and Atletico Madrid finally poised, but I think Madrid were ahead, and so it's left Arsenal roared on by their home crowd with a job to do, and probably more than up for today. Well, they missed Isaac and Saka against Brentford. This time Arteta is taking no chances. The only difference is Kai Havertz in dropping into the midfield. That's of course because Moreno is currently injured. Atletico Madrid squad, very much like their Real counterparts, still stacked with pretty, let's say, world-class players, decent players at the very least. Not least of all their All-Black, the absolute legend, in goal, and he starts there tonight. Diego Costa actually makes the bench, and it's a lot of defenders there, including Witsel, formerly of Borussia Dortmund. Alvarez and Darwin Núñez, who signed from Liverpool, is actually up top with him this evening. So, Arsenal need a response. This is the perfect time to get it. And it is finally poised here, and here we go. And here we go. So let's have a look at the status quo then. So 2-all, and that was with Arsenal's 2 away goals. So they don't necessarily have to win here tonight, unless Real Madrid score Atletico Madrid score to themselves. That's a foul on Darwin Núñez, not given because Atletico Madrid have advantage, and Thomas Lemar has already scored for Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. And well, that wasn't in the script. And that's Arsenal now 3-2 down, but they can still score and still go through tonight with a draw. But that certainly wasn't the start Arteta wanted. Well, I'm surprised the foul wasn't brought back for a foul on Darwin Núñez. It's a stunning strike by Thomas Lemar, by the way. It's another good strike against David Raya. It's another deep strike, but should Atletico Madrid have a free kick? Well, by the rules of the game, no, because they had advantage anyway. So either way, the foul on Darwin Núñez didn't matter because Atletico Madrid had the ball and Thomas Lemar took it with aplomb, and Atletico Madrid already within 2 minutes up by a goal to nil. And let's hope, for Arsenal fans' sake, that this isn't the start of their crumbling kind of period that some fans would have accused them of over the last couple of seasons. But in the first one, no one gave anyone, aside from City, a hope of the title. So Arsenal wouldn't have bottled it in that degree. Like I said, you can't bottle what you weren't in contention for in the first place. And they certainly didn't bottle it last season either, because they took it to the final day. That's not bottling, not in my opinion. But in any case, Arsenal still have their scoring pedigree out there, but right now, the slump is happening. Let's just hope that they can find something from somewhere. Of course, remember, they can score one tonight. The game can end 1-1, and Arsenal will still progress because they have 2 away goals to Atletico Madrid's currently 1 at the moment. That's what I believe the away goal advantage is. As David Raya wants that clear. And don't forget, in the league fixture, Arsenal won rather comfortably in the end. So they know how to beat them. Here's Kwame. The ball to Darwin Núñez, who played for Liverpool just a few months ago. And here he is, and he's in the box. And he had David Raya scrambling, but the ball went wide as well. Forward by Isak, but he found Kwame instead. He was headed back by Isak actually. Here's Odegaard, and now Bukayo Saka, and here come Batman and Robin as Saka and Isak have kept stride with each other, and Isak scores off Saka's initial shot. 1-1, because of course it would be them. Saka's shot saved by All Black, in a very similar scenario to how Weezer scored for Brentford against Arsenal last time out for them. It's a very similar story here, except that the first kick from Saka wasn't an absolutely blinding overhead kick that Raya stunningly saved. But they all count, and Arsenal now 1 apiece as Darwin Núñez has already made way, so that knock he took earlier has proven to be a bit more serious than Diego Simeone would like, and that's going to change the complexion of the game a little bit. So it's 1-1, 3-3 on aggregate, but because Arsenal have more away goals, they would go through on this scoreline tonight. Very much as finely poised as it was between Arsenal and Bayern Munich in the last round. Llorente, blocked out by Gabriel. They certainly missed the likes of Gabriel, Saka and Isak and Saliba last time, but it was all to stay in the Champions League here tonight. If it works, then Arsenal will certainly take it. But they have to hope, and All Black have to get there, they have to hope that the pendulum in the Premier League doesn't swing to completely back towards City. And City have a game in hand in the league now, of course. Second and again a second. Could almost put it beyond doubt there. Very tight angle. Good cover there by All Black. Well, it won't count as an assist for Saka, but he did inadvertently assist Isak in the making of his goal. Here's the ball for Atletico Madrid. Still in this, but you're going to need a little bit more. And they're going to get a free kick, which I believe is De Paul is going to take. And Alvarez will actually take it all. And that was close. Very good effort by Alvarez here. Bending and dipping, but it only dipped at the very last moment towards goal. Alvarez, by Declan Rice. Saka. Odegaard to Isak. Oh, Isak, he's turned his man out. And here he comes again. And he's going to chip the keeper. Oh, he's going to hit the bar. And All Black and fall anywhere. And it fell anywhere but the back of the net. for Alexander Isak. But here comes Trossard, second top scorer in this competition. Martin Odegaard. And Arsenal are turning up the gears now. Certainly looking a lot more up for it. Not that they weren't up for it against Brentford. They were rotating their best players. But certainly not looking to take Atletico Madrid lightly. This tie could still go anywhere. One more goal for Atletico Madrid, and the away goal just advantage that Arsenal had will be wiped out. Arsenal will then have to win the game on aggregate to progress here. Right now, they could go through on the away goal rule. I believe it works. Knowing Arteta and his team, we want to make sure of it. And score some more. Here's Lamar. Taken by Saliba. He's out to Kai Havertz. Will he score again? Kai Havertz. Oh. Answers no on that occasion. Well, he tried to, I think, probably curl it in with the side of his foot there, but there was no bend on that one, and it fell a long way wide. Witzel to Kwame. Witzel again. Ronaldo. Taken by Isak. And, well, Mrs. was in the crowd for a match against Brentford. She's not here tonight. And, but she'll probably be cheering him on from home. And Isak scores. And, well, she said the signing of Isak was all the more important. And she called it right. And so did everyone else. The man they needed, she said. And that proves why. Another one for him. I think that puts him ahead in the scoring chart for the Champions League. Now, I think, literally, if I'm not mistaken, I think Alexander Isak leads in every scoring column, apart from the Carabao Cup, I think. He has 29 for the league this season. I think that's... I think he's got a pretty high tally in the Champions League. Unfortunately, we're not getting the overlay to tell us. That would be very helpful, but unfortunately we don't. But I think he's at least on... He's probably climbing up the ranks pretty quickly. And I think he might be the second top scorer in the FA Cup as well. I think the only one he doesn't lead is the Carabao Cup, because I think he only scored one. It was Martinelli getting all the goals back then, but he's out for the rest of the season, of course. I think there's no doubt they've missed him. That's for sure. Zinchenko. Havertz, I think he'd lost his footing for a moment there. Paul has read the challenge, and Atletico Madrid come forward again. Here's Gerrard, not to be confused with Steven Gerrard, of course. And what I would have done to be commentating on football matches back in that golden era with Gerrard and Lampard and Alex Ferguson and Manchester United super teams. And that would have been an error. That was an error. I think a lot of us loved it. Manchester United fans probably cling on to that these days. But their Women's Super League team isn't doing too badly. They just need Chelsea to drop points somewhere. Oh, Alvarez, he's caught Gabriel napping here. And Arsenal are in trouble. And he scored. And now it gets interesting. That's the away goal advantage gone for Arsenal now. It would be extra time and penalties, because both teams have 2 away goals each. Oh dear. It's just not going right for Arsenal right now. Now we need to win the game. and win the aggregate scoreline as well. This tie is getting all the more interesting now. 2-2 here, 4-4 on the night now, and now this is more delicately poised than it ever was before. There is no away goal advantage unless... Oh, hang on, here's Isak. Isak's got down as a penalty, surely it is. And Arsenal have an instant reprieve. Alexander Isak will most likely take this penalty, although Saka is on the pitch. So he might get it first, because Isak has scored already tonight. So I'm sure he'll give it to Saka. Here he comes. And coolly converted. 3-2 to Arsenal. It's only a bit of a classic here, isn't it? 5-4 on aggregate now. But now, Arsenal need to try and get out and away here, because if Atletico Madrid get a third, I keep getting it wrong, I'm sorry. If Atletico Madrid keep getting a third now, then that would give them the away goal advantage. So Arteta needs to win the game now. Well, Arsenal have restored their lead again. Let's see if they can keep a hold of it. Here's Trossard. And that's out for a goal kick. There's Mikel Moreno. I think that's Mikel Moreno. I think it is. I think he was wearing the goalkeeper kind of outfit, so I thought it was Daniel Jennings for a moment, but it looked like Moreno to me. Well, Atletico now have this free kick. Alvarez will take it. Ooh, it's a pinging shot. Good take there by David Raya. Jay sidestepping Bukayo Saka, who had a header Steve coming in. Referee calls it back for another foul. Nomad. There's Llorente. Gerrard. Tackled by Declan Rice. Havertz picks out Trossard. And Trossard's gone, but Isak hasn't gone with him, but Havertz has. Havertz has kept running. And Trossard is wide. Probably should have tried to pick Havertz out. So a delightful ball there. Arsenal have really kept the ball on the ground for the most part this season. It's been part of their game plan and it works. Except for that ball, which ended up with Isak and kept Arsenal the ball. Ah, Shinchenko, he lost it. That was unfortunate. But Kai Havertz immediately got back on it. And Witsel has tackled Isak very well, in fact. As we approach the end of the first half, it's end-to-end stuff. It's 3-2 on the night, 5-4 in aggregate. It's a bit of a classic here. Arsenal fighting for their lives today. And it really is for their Champions League progression, where they will face Real Madrid most likely. It's not really confirmed yet, but it seems increasingly likely that it will be Real Madrid as they are winning their matchup. I can't remember who that's against. Oh no, because we have a draw then, so we don't actually know. I'm kind of thinking of a different tournament, I think. But in any case, Arsenal have a lead here, 3 goals to do, but it's been back and forth all night. Arsenal now need to win this game because their away goal advantage has been wiped out completely. Still finally poised here at half-time. This can end up as anything. And welcome back to the Emirates on this Champions League night. But Arsenal and Atletico Madrid are having some sort of colossal battle here because it's 3-2 on the night. And Arsenal had a real scare early on in this match when Thomas Lemar put it in and gave them the lead. But they fought back, but they were also pegged back, and now their away goal advantage has been wiped completely because Atletico now have 2 away goals, and now Arsenal have to win this game because if Atletico Madrid score a third, I keep calling them Real Madrid, I'm very sorry. If Atletico Madrid score a third, then that gives them the away goal advantage now. They won't get it with shots like that from De Paul out for a goal kick. Some kick by David Raya. Unfortunately, it didn't end up in an assist. It's Trossard. And if you remember, Trossard broke a Champions League record by scoring 8 against the young boys in that absolute thriller that they had. So Arsenal continue to have players on the verge of, if not make history. We know Isak is on 29 league goals now, closing in on Erling Haaland's record. But it'll mean very little if Arsenal don't win a trophy out of all these numbers. Trophy is an absolute minimum at this point. And right now, Arsenal are on for 3 of them. They've got Fulham in the next round of the FA Cup, I believe. Of course, they can either have Real Madrid or AC Milan or Paris Saint-Germain. It could be any of them. And they're kind of really like the big 3. You'd expect to get a result. Or definitely in Real Madrid's case, they did beat Arsenal in the league phase. And Witsel, there was a bit of a nervy moment there between him and his keeper. Take Gerrard. Mark. By Odegaard. Alvarez. And stopped by Raya that time. Oh, Lamar cuts out Ben White. Now here's McCormick. Arsenal being a bit sloppy with the ball in this matchup. Probably lucky not to concede a foul there. Ben White giving it away again. Mark. Melendo. Witsel. Tackle there by Bukayo Saka. And now he can come away. Use that explosive pace, and he does. Isak has kept every stride with him. Oh, he's been knocked off the ball. Tackle by Saliba. Is he going to get it again? No. That's unfortunate. Oh, he did. That's already pressing. Want to get the ball back as quickly as possible. Want to keep the Atletico Madrid off the ball as much as they can. Saka's gone down, but the advantage is being gained. He puts the ball in. Oh, towards Isak. And now Odegaard's gone down. He's touched it. And Isak has come up with it. And it's a good save by All Black, but should have Odegaard conceded a free kick there? Probably not. I mean, very harsh to give handball when you're falling towards the ground. And Witsel was booked for that challenge on Saka back there. Well, Arsenal keep coming forward. I think one more goal probably should settle it for the most part. He needs to get it. Saka with a corner. Straight to All Black. Towering towards Gabriel there. It's a shame that Gabriel and Saliba haven't really been able to benefit off corners, to be honest. And the kind of players that would tower headers in, and Gabriel did last season a couple of times. I think Saliba even got a couple too. But corners have been Arsenal's Achilles heel this year, to be fair. They've really not been able to benefit from many of them. I think they've scored from like 2 all season, I think. Ben White to Saka. Finally, Ben White has an accurate pass. Odegaard is waiting for Isak to make a run. He does. Oh. It was wonderfully weighted ball there from Odegaard. And Yao Felix, formerly of Wolves, I think, coming on from Kwame right now. There's Diego Simeone, probably still biting his nails. His team is still in this. One more goal would put Atletico Madrid through on the away goal rule. One more goal for Arsenal, might settle it. Zinchenko, now Trossard. Also puts the ball in. Oh, it's too close to All Black. I think we're starting to see why Arsenal don't really play with the ball in the air that much. It doesn't really get them anywhere. Right, to keep the ball on the ground and pinging around and press will be sometimes to their detriment somewhat. Yeah, I can see a lot of goals lately. But Raya still leads the clean sheet boards in the Premier League anyway. And don't forget, Daniel Jennings has 1 clean sheet to his name in the Champions League that he'll get to keep forever because he had it against Celtic, if you remember, in that stunning performance. But he hasn't played since, unfortunately. Over is to Odegaard. Well, Odegaard tackled by Gabriel and then found Odegaard, but he's not getting it back. Saka. And is that Witsel, who was in the book earlier? I think we might have a red card here, folks. I think that's Witsel. I'm sure he's booked. He is. He's off. And that's a very bad thing for the captain to do. That's not leading by example. That might just throw the match out for his team. That's a very costly mistake. You cannot do that on a yellow card. Sorloth has come on for Alvarez. And you cannot do that. That is pretty poor from Witsel, to be fair. And now it's advantage Arsenal on the pitch for the foreseeable and currently on the scoreline. I'll look to capitalise on this now. Ben White. Cross it in towards Isak, found All Black instead. Zinchenko trying to head the ball there. Gerrard came with it. Now Llorente. Gabriel. And Saliba. Absolute brick wall on their day. And if David Raya does win the Golden Glove, he has them two to thank. But once again, being absolutely tremendous. Because even if Arsenal can see goals, they always hit back, and there it is with Isak. And that's another goal for him. And that might just set up a tie for the night. An emphatic statement by Alexander Isak as Arsenal press on their man advantage. A stunning strike yet again from Isak. Even after a few odd games where he doesn't score, it doesn't last long. Absolute thunderbolt by Alexander Isak as he continues his meteoric season, in which he just has not been stopping scoring, and if he has, it's only been for 1 or 2 games, but he's right back on it. And now here comes Saka, and that is a foul, and is not given by a referee. That is a horrendous decision, to be fair. That's pretty bad. And cut out there from Gabriel, I think. Or Saliba for a throw. And Arsenal should be having a 3 kick on the other end round about now. That's to Wayne. Saka. And now Arsenal just pressing on their man advantage. Trossard. Oh, it's a good save from Oblak, to be fair. And substitutions for Arsenal. And Edwards, Wanyeri, Van Drongen and Moreno coming on for Trossard, for Isaac, I think. It's Wanyeri and Van Drongen on for Trossard, and yeah, Edwards came on for Isaac as well. Van Dongen's actually probably going to be playing on the right for the moment. Actually, no, he might be on the left. Wanyeri that's on the right at the moment. Long shot there, but David Raya more than alert to that. God. Now Killian Edwards, who's not really played a lot for Arsenal this season. Of course, he's got Alexander Isak to try and get ahead of in the pecking order, and that's going to be almost impossible. That's a great tackle from Ben White, to be fair. Here's Wanyeri. And Moreno actually came on as well, so I think Moreno, who has been injured lately, has been deemed fit enough to return to the squad, and he's getting a bit of a run out for the last 5 minutes or so of this game, in which Arsenal have finally, it seems, taken command of. The pull to Ronaldo. And I think it appears that Atletico Madrid might have run out of gas. I'm sorry, I keep getting the two mixed up. But Atletico Madrid might have just run out of gas now. And Witsel will be... that really put paid to this match as far as Atletico Madrid were concerned. A very, very poor challenge. You can't make on a yellow card. And the man advantage is eventually told. Because that's been Arsenal's kind of game plan for the most part. We're kind of drying up on red cards over the last few games. We had one for Chelsea, of course. And Arsenal have overcome the odds again. Back at home, just like they did against Bayern Munich. Well, whoever they get certainly will fear them. That's for sure. They didn't get here on accident. Arsenal certainly didn't get here on accident. And I think whatever happens from here on out, it's been a good year for Arsenal, but a trophy is an absolute must with the amount of records and scores, records they've broken, and the way they've played, and the signs they've made. 4-2 against Atletico Madrid in the end, but it was a very close run thing. But the sending off of Witsel proved to be the killer, really, as far as Atletico Madrid were concerned. Isaac got another, as he often does. Another 3, actually, for Isaac. He's got 3, so it's another hat-trick for Isaac as he just continues to score as many as he pleases. And Arsenal will be more than thankful for that stat. Arsenal 4, Atletico Madrid 2. And that obviously means that they won 6-4 on aggregate. So Atletico Madrid and RB Leipzig 2-2, which ended 4-3 to Madrid. Milan eliminating Juventus by 3-2 on aggregate after a 2-1 win. And Paris Saint-Germain and Borussia Dortmund 3-2, which ended 5-3 on aggregate to Paris Saint-Germain. And that, even though it wasn't a premonition, I was right. That does mean they face Real Madrid Arsenal next time out. And Paris Saint-Germain, of course, get AC Milan then.